Hey, Sooner football fans. This is your Sooner football fans podcast. You got Terry and Caleb here. Boomer Caleb.
Boomer.
And Rob is not on the DL again. We're efforting getting here to the beautiful podcast palace in Norman, Oklahoma. Hopefully he'll be here soon. And we'll jump in wherever we're at in this podcast. But remember, we are not affiliated with the University of Oklahoma, but we do have eligibility left. Not that they need us. Remember to hit your like button, subscribe, whatever app you're listening to us on. You can also just check us out on our own podcast page, www.soonerfootballfans.libsyn.com, and you can listen to it on your mobile, on your laptop, or what's it called, tablet. So straight from our page. Also check out our videos Thursday night from Louis on YouTube every Friday, Thursday night late Friday, where we talk Sooner football at the wonderful Louis on Campus Corner. Good food, cold drinks, great atmosphere, game day atmosphere, sports bar, whatever you like, great food. Go check them out. And remember to check out Dan Donnelly's website, Dan Donnelly, the Tailgate Ninja, tailgateconnect.com. If you are traveling around the country and you're not going to be able to make a Sooner game, but you're going to be close to another game, Dan can hook you up with a tailgate. You can sign up. He'll get you all the information you need to go to a tailgate at any game across the country that is on his list, and that's www.tailgateconnect.com. And I think that's all the little pushes that we give. We're still on QB1, but I think everybody's seen us. Check out the Daily Oklahoman. Our friend Tony, who on Twitter, OU Tony, who is a big Bama fan, but also a big Jalen Hurts fan, made the trip to Oklahoma this past weekend to watch Jalen Hurts play his first game as a Sooner, and did she get a lot out of it. Not only did she get to hang out with me and Rob and Caleb and the lovely Teresa and Lori. Well, maybe not Lori, but, she was excited to hang out with the rest of us. She is in the newspaper and the Daily Oklahoma, newsok.com. Go check that out and read her story about how she became a Hurts fan and her trip to Oklahoma for that game. So, let's buy a little time, Caleb, before we get into too much Sooner talk. So Rob can get here. First off, we haven't talked about it on the podcast, but I think we need to talk about it. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure.
El Camino.
Oh, the Breaking Bad movie.
Breaking Bad movie.
Yeah.
You guys, I hope out there are Breaking Bad fans like us. Are you excited for it, Caleb?
Yeah, I mean, I've been debating about restarting the show, but I'm afraid to do it because now I lose sleep. So, that's why I haven't done it yet. But I'm real excited for it. I mean, I'm ready to see what it's more about, because all we've seen so far is just the what's his guy? The guy that's talking about him.
If you want to ask me,
Skinny Pete.
Skinny Pete.
Yeah,
Skinny
about
Pete.
him in so.
Yeah, the trailer is Skinny Pete. Now, I have started rewatching Breaking Bad. I want to say still on season 2, maybe in season 3. I just finished the episode where the tweakers kidnapped Jesse. Well, he was trying to get his money back, and they stole the ATM machine. And the skank, as they pushed the ATM onto her tweaker boyfriend's head. That's where I'm at. So
I'm excited for it, though. I mean, it's cool. It's on Netflix too. It's on my birthday as well too. So
yeah, October 11th on Netflix. And what's funny is I noticed this. You know why it's called El Camino, right?
That's what we took off in at the last episode.
The last episode. But you remember the little red car that he bought, the little red station wagon?
Yeah.
From the other guy's cousin that ran the shop. The first car he looked at was an El Camino too. It was a pimped out.
Pretty sure there's no coincidence there.
Yeah. So I guess Jesse's car of choice was always an El Camino. He could just never had one. But yeah, so I'm really excited about that. Like I said, I've been watching them, and I have had to turn it off in mid episode because I look at the clock and it's
that's why I don't watch. That's why I started watching.
It's like 11:30 or 12.
This Hugh Freeze thing just makes me laugh so much.
Hugh Freeze.
He's coaching from his bed. Whoever.
Yeah.
Infection that went all the way got to his spine, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing ever. He was on Parma Take this last week, and they're just kind of like making fun of him the whole time.
Yeah.
But it's still hilarious. So I got.
Yeah, he was. Does he coach for Houston?
He used to coach for Ole Miss. Then he got all the sanctions and everything, and then like Prince got allegedly got like strippers involved and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then now he's coached for Liberty now.
Oh, okay.
And then he got killed like 80-0 or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that he was.
Skyped pregame, like hype up video. He Skyped with them. It's pretty ridiculous everything he does, but it's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got the YouTube running right now, I guess, on Sooner stuff, and it's just capturing clips of all the different shows.
Well, they're saying like, who won the weekend. It's like Hugh Freeze and Jalen Hurts. I mean, Hugh Freeze can argue because like, if it wasn't for him being in bed, we would be talking about Liberty right now. So.
Yeah, true. But that is another thing. Did I say we're coming at you from the Podcast Palace? If we're not, that's where we are at, is at the Podcast Palace. Went through some notes, and we're going to get into a little bit of talk about the South Dakota Coyotes, or the Yotes, as they call themselves.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're coyotes, not coyotes. They're
Coyotes, same thing, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure there's a difference. Might be smaller.
That's something somebody can tweet us about. Is there a difference between coyotes and coyotes? It's not called coyote ugly. It's called coyote ugly.
So it's different.
Wile E. Coyote.
Maybe one's like, I don't know.
I don't know either. That's like possum and opossum. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, there's a difference in a possum and an opossum.
I don't even know what opossum even is.
An opossum is what you see in Oklahoma. A possum is what you see everywhere else. Has to do with their tail and pouch, I think.
I don't think I've even seen a possum, so I mean, that's a good thing.
You've never seen a possum or an opossum?
I don't think I've seen either one. So like, I don't
we
know.
had one back here in the backyard for a while.
I didn't see them.
Oh, okay. No. You probably did. You were just probably too drunk to.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I do want to apologize to everybody about our last episode. I was under the weather 100%. Felt like crap. Finally kind of kicked it overnight last night with the Miss Teresa making me take medication. And so I'm still a little hoarse, but.
So I was on Sunday. I was like sick all week and I tried to fight through it. Didn't work.
Yeah, last night I went to bed about 8 o'clock and coughed and hacked and tossed and turned, and I'm pretty sure Teresa got a bottle of NyQuil and poured it down me while I wasn't aware of it. But I've been trying to find out information about the coyotes. Haven't been able to. I put a little thing out on Twitter, and that's what we're going to get into. But another thing I wanted to get into, Caleb, also on Twitter today, was it Eddie Radosevich?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the tweet he put out where a fan was complaining about the tape?
Yeah, the tape. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Jalen Hurts used on his shoes.
Yeah. I mean, it stood out when I saw it. The first thing I noticed when I watched the game, but like
I didn't even notice. I was there in person.
There, yeah, but I mean, on TV, like it's bright. I guess it's brighter. It stands out. But I mean, I didn't really care. I thought it was kind of cool. Like it's different looks. I thought it looked cool.
Well, I don't think it had anything to do with anything. That's just the color of tape they had. What he wanted red.
It was Alabama red. That's what the fans said.
Yeah, but if you looked on the sidelines, there wasn't any other Sooner wearing red tape. They either had white tape. It was just red. So we don't know if it was Alabama red, or who cares if it was Alabama red. I mean,
it was funny. I mean, that's just one of those. There's fans out there like that everywhere. I mean, certain people just get mad about certain things. I mean, they got roasted on Twitter pretty much, but it was entertaining, to say the least.
Yeah, well, Rob just texted me. He'll be here in about 5 or 10 minutes, so he will be here shortly, folks.
Do you want to talk about other stuff then? I'd like to say thank you to everyone that saw my tweet yesterday and liked it, and I saw the responses. So everyone that showed love, I saw it all.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been waiting to kind of tweet that for a little bit. I don't know. I guess I haven't really thought about it that much, but I mean, down 70 pounds, so I think it's kind of like an achievement. So
Caleb's basically half the man he used to be.
Yeah, I found a picture of me from December, and that looked like I'm two of me pretty much. And so I put them together. So I mean, I appreciate everyone showing love because I know a lot of listeners saw that. So
yeah, and a lot of people who knew you, saw you at the tailgate, also mentioned it that he's, well, when you were able to stand up at the tailgate, before you went down for the count.
That's annoying.
So
I wasn't even drunk yet. That's the only thing that made me mad about it too. I was actually tempted when I came home to go get some beer. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna relax.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how was the Uber driver? See, this is where
good.
I was off the other night. I needed more information. How was the Uber driver? Were you laying in the back seat?
No, I was in the front seat and we were just talking pretty much. And I was his last ride. He was going home to watch the game, and pretty much he didn't know he could get that close there. So he's like, that kind of sucks. The last ride I can realize we can get that close to that stadium.
Yeah.
So I mean, it wasn't that bad. I mean, once I got in the AC and back the way I could lay down, I was fine. I thought about going and get some beer at halftime because the game was. Since the game started, I was jumping up and down, screaming and stuff. It's just, I think I just need to get out of the heat because like I said, I was sick pretty much starting last Thursday. I was pretty much sick until Saturday, and then I was kind of just drinking instead of taking medicine. I was drinking to try to get rid of it. I woke up good Sunday, and I thought it was all gone, and then it just came and hit me all at once.
Yeah,
around 5 o'clock Sunday night. So.
Yeah, well, we had Caleb like we said the other day, on ice. Sitting there, ice on his neck, ice on the front of his chest, pouring water on him. I'm texting Rob real quick. So, but he looked bad. Mom was worried. She was talking about taking you to the hospital.
It wasn't that bad. I just need to get it out of the heat. That's all it was.
But so, what did you think about the tailgater dish?
What, the burgers?
No, our dish, the tailgater dish.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah,
you mean like TV dish?
Yeah, our TV dish is called
awesome.
the dish.
That's probably one of the best part because you don't have to worry about anything going wrong with that at all.
Yeah,
there will be the pay-per-view's not on dish though. By the way, so if you know that, right?
Huh?
They're not showing the pay-per-view on dish.
Yeah, well, like you said, you'll have the LSU game on probably watching it, won't you?
I think that's what
you could probably walk in the.
I think everyone. I mean, honestly, probably people give away tickets to that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll get into a little bit of coyotes talk here when Rob gets here. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many people stay in the stands. Or I'm sure it'll be packed to start with, but and somebody brought up a good point too, Caleb, was that not as many people left the game. Yeah, it was closer, but because they're able to get beer in the stadium.
That's what I've been saying for a while. If you sell beer in the stadium, it gives a reason to stay. That's why all the college kids leave is because they want to go drink more at halftime.
Yeah.
So I'll leave at halftime because they want to go drink more. If you actually have beer there, it gives them a reason to stay longer. So that's the biggest reason I want a beer there.
Yeah,
it's because it makes the kids stay longer. Because that's always a pet peeve when they come back from halftime. And then the student section is half empty because half of them went back to their tailgates to keep drinking again.
Yeah.
So, I'm interested to see how this outcomes with this game because I don't think anyone's excited for this game at all. I mean, there's nothing really to look forward to at all with this game.
No.
And so I got even diehard fans it's just I don't know. It's just kind of I don't know. It's just a terrible game. It's a terrible game.
Yeah, and I said we'll get into more interviews with Rob when we get here and to talk about it. Trying to avoid getting into much football talk. What else is going on in your life, Caleb? How's the icy world?
It's slowing down finally.
Slowing down. Not as many people.
It's still hot though. It's annoying. It's gonna be 98 degrees this weekend too. They're saying.
Yeah.
Saturday.
It's a night game, so.
It would be 90 degrees all day then.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't get dark till like 8, so like won't even be dark until like the second half when it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Since we brought it up, I didn't put a bumper out there. Tailgate like a champion. Our tailgate on the northeast corner of Jenkins and Brooks, 1 p.m. Everybody's welcome. It is free. It is free to hang out and visit with everybody. We ask that if you partake in any of the food or beverages, that you donate whatever you feel is appropriate for what you took. But you don't have to partake in anything. If you just want to come and sit and watch the game, if you want to just hang out with us, meet other Sooner fans. We had people from Arizona, Arkansas, Texas, Missouri, Oklahoma, all over Oklahoma. We had a bunch of people from Oklahoma. From the Twitterverse, from Facebook. We had probably 60 people at one point in time come through there, 60 plus, probably at one time.
People would just come by because they're saying they were a place to be. Like,
Yeah.
A couple of days would come by. I was like, I heard this is a place to be.
Yeah.
And it's like,
So, and it is, I mean, I think at the most we had at one time was probably 40 packed in there and around. But
more than that.
But I couldn't tell. And if you didn't notice from the pictures, Mr. OU, Antonio made his regular stop by, and that dude takes more pictures with people than any human being I've ever seen. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. Everybody wants their picture with him.
Yeah, that's what happens when you keep on every game you're on, you're on camera.
So, and you can follow him on Twitter, Mr. OU, with a whole bunch of numbers. Facebook, Mr. OU, and Antonio Record is his name. But he is a super nice guy if you ever get to talk with him. But he is also trying to get out to the UCLA game. If anybody is driving, wants a huge Sooner fan companion, he's willing to jump on the Sooner bus and go. I don't know if anybody's going to be driving to that game. That's a kind of a long trip for a short weekend.
Yeah, because it's I guess Saturday night, but there it's like midday, like what 5 o'clock there.
Yeah, 5:30. But no, but like I said, on our tailgate, we kick it off at 1 p.m. Everybody goes into the game. Not everybody. Some folks sit out and watch the game on the TVs out there at our at our tailgate. There's plenty of other TVs around, so if it's crowded, you can go to other ones. I miscalculated the fuel this weekend, and they ran out of fuel at our tailgate in the fourth quarter, so they lost the TV and electricity, so I had to pack up in the dark. So
that's nice.
But,
well, it's all new, so that's probably part of it.
Yeah. So
I saw these 2 chicks when I was like down. I was getting ice. These 2 chicks like 3 chicks trying to steal a fireball.
Yeah. Mama went over to them, didn't
I
she?
saw them. I was like, what are they doing over there? I saw them looking, and I saw them sneaking, looking around. They reached in and grabbed the fireball, and then it's like, just go talk to them. And she let them have a shot still, but still.
Yeah, I mean, you can, we don't care if you have a shot. Just ask.
Yeah, they're just trying to sneak it. It's like,
yeah, I saw them, and I started to go over there, and I saw Mama, Miss Teresa, walking over there.
I better she went over there because she probably was nicer.
No, I'm a nice guy.
Could be like, when they're trying to sneak it, though, it's a little different.
But
the way they were sneaking around.
Yeah, she said that they thought we were one of the other tailgates. No, they didn't.
No, that's such a
they
lie.
stepped from one to ours.
They stepped
I
one to
saw.
the other, yeah, and they snuck, and then they're looking around, making sure no one saw them trying to take the fireball. I think they were trying to take the whole bottle.
Yeah.
And then we saw them. Like, I think because they had big purses with them, so they're trying to get the whole bottle. I was like, But they got one shot, I guess. Did y'all do your little shot thing before?
Oh yeah, we actually. It was funny. Tailgate next to us with Stacy and all their family was hollering at me and Teresa to go over there. Well, Teresa got over there to take their shots, but somebody got me and started talking with me, and then everybody on ours gathered to do our shot. So I missed their shot, and your mom and Teresa missed our shot. So
Fireball. You can do some different fireball is disgusting.
well, you can do whatever you want, but everybody lapped up all the bourbon we had too. Casey,
I didn't get to try that at all.
Casey's dad, I can't think of his name. You know what I'm talking about? Night Ranger, Iron Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
His dad he had him a couple of bourbon shots and a couple of glasses of bourbon before he went in the game. So I told him, I said, I know you know how to drink. I've seen your boy drink. He had to learn it from somewhere. So, but we're going to get right back into Sooner Talk here in just a second. We're going to
There's no rush, really. I mean,
yeah, Rob is pulling up as we speak, so we're going to get Rob on. All right, here he is. Rob, Boomer Rob.
Boomer Terry.
How are things at the University of Oklahoma?
Well, they're good now since I left. Not really. Sorry I'm late.
That's okay. Me and Caleb have been holding down the fort. Our podcast, I apologize to everybody for me being under the weather the other night. I was way off of my game, and Caleb still wasn't 100%, so we're back.
I'm not going to get sick over here, am I?
I make no guarantees.
All right.
It's kind of busy weekend for him. So.
Yeah. So you had a Sunday night game. Now you got a game tomorrow night.
Right.
With the Norman High, Norman North, and then a Sunday game. So it just puts a little bit of pressure on you.
A little bit, and although the high school game's a lot smaller than obviously a University of Oklahoma game, it's still a lot for my crew to get through. Yeah. So it's it's still pretty taxing.
Are they selling beer tomorrow night?
No.
Okay.
I was wondering that too.
Caleb asked that question the other night. So
I was just wondering that.
Okay, so no beer at the Norman High, Norman North game.
Right.
So, but we had just started to hinted around about a few things. Did you see on Twitter Eddie Radosevich's, or Rado, I don't know, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, tweet from a longtime Sooner fan?
I did not see that.
That was upset about Jalen Hurts' tape.
His tape?
Tape.
Oh, the red tape?
The red tape.
Did they think it was Alabama red?
Yes, that's what he did. They thought he was like showboating, not being a team player, not being a true leader, which is crazy to say about that guy.
Yeah.
Because
what'd you think?
I didn't. I was there. I didn't even notice it.
Oh, really?
I mean, Caleb said it stood out on TV.
Yeah, it was bright on TV. But
so I watched it. Obviously the very next morning because somebody that I love, and I'd give him a big fat kiss. They put it out on YouTube without commercials. So it's like, you know how I hate commercials. Oh, my God, I hate commercials. So whoever does that, I love you. And I watched the whole thing without commercials. And Caleb's right. The red did stick out to me, and I was like, well, that's kind of odd. Why would he wear – it didn't match the any of the other red that he was wearing.
Well, but he was also – I looked at other pictures of other players trying to find it. I couldn't find anybody wearing red tape, period. So I don't know if it was he was wearing Alabama red, or is that just the color of red tape Oklahoma has?
I think it's just the color they have. I mean, he takes up his ankles like that all the time. So, I mean.
Well, I don't know. And even if he was kind of giving a shout out to Alabama, he spent 4 years there. Yeah. I mean, he's still got,
he has a degree.
Sure he still loves it.
He has a degree there. So,
but
I mean.
Here's my point. Did anybody complain about the silver shoes?
No.
Those weren't Oklahoma colors.
Well, he didn't come from a college that was silver.
But still, I mean, he was standing. I mean, he stood out. Brian Bosworth, painted his shoes up.
Loved him.
Yeah, like boots when he went to Colorado and put Fred Akers on them.
Colin Cowherd complains about Baker's headband, so I mean, that's what it sounds like.
Well, I think people should stop whining about it if they are. I haven't heard anything, but
this is one person pretty much. He pretty much got roasted the whole time because it's ridiculous. It was funny. I mean, I find it funny because to be something like that. Because when I saw, I was like, oh, someone's gonna freak out about that. It's like the same person freaking out like if we wear white helmets this weekend, which is maybe a rumor right now because we're wearing white helmets in practice. So I mean,
well, I mean, Jalen spent 4 years at Alabama. There's no doubt, probably down deep in his heart, he is still a Crimson Tide or Elephant or whatever they are.
His Twitter profile says it's like Houston, Roll Tide, Boomer. I mean, that's in his Twitter profile.
I mean, but there's not any doubt in any fan's mind or any player's mind or any coach's mind that he isn't full-hearted Sooner right now.
Absolutely.
Trying to win a championship.
He could win a championship right here. Yeah. He could win a Heisman Trophy right here.
Right.
Yeah, that's all he talks about. All he talks about is just winning. He wants to win. I'm sure more than anything else, he wants to beat Alabama to win. I mean, I'm sure that's probably what he wants more than anything else. And honestly, we are listening to national people. They all kind of want us to beat Alabama too. Yeah. Because everyone loves that guy. Because this way he carries himself. Like, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and they're all like, the best case scenario for NCAA is OU plays Bama for a title, and Jalen gets revenge. That would be the huge storyline.
But what was another thing on him? Was there was something else we were just watching that I can't think of it anyway.
I know a lot of people are complaining that he's running too much, or or why he's running so much.
He ran 16 times, and I think 4 of those were not designed runs.
Yeah, most of them weren't designed.
Well, let's talk about it. How do you guys feel?
He ran the ball 16 times. Okay.
16 times. You're okay with 16?
There were, I think, either 4 or 6 of those were he scrambled and ran.
Right.
The rest of them were designed runs.
Yeah.
So I think maybe as a fan of University of Oklahoma and obviously the last 2 quarterbacks, we want a pure passer that can run. And I think what we saw was a runner that can throw
pass.
a little bit.
Well, I mean, look at Kyler. Kyler obviously runs better than he throws.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, maybe he's equal. I don't know, but I mean, there was nothing that Jalen did, according to Lincoln or anybody else, that was out of line. He made the decisions. Yeah, Lincoln said he didn't make the right decisions all the time. You could tell. Yeah, this is his first game.
Complicated offense.
Yeah. But there were other ones that he handled well. I mean, they had a design. We talked about it the other night. And actually, JY on the Brainiacs on his Trench Warfare showed it. They have a design draw that looks like the line is getting blown up. Okay, but it is a pass first, and they did it on ESPN too. It is a pass run option, not a run pass option.
Right, I seen that.
Yeah, where if the linebacker breaks on CeeDee Lamb going across the middle, you can see the offensive tackle is watching the linebacker.
Yeah.
He's not watching behind him.
So the quarterback, instead of quarterback reading the defense, the lineman reads the defense.
Yeah, and as soon as that
which is crazy.
That linebacker went onto CD, boom, the tackle took off downfield, and so did Jalen.
Honestly, I think too, just like everyone knows Jalen can run, so like why show all the other tricks that he apparently says he has against Houston, who has a terrible defense.
Right. No, you're right. But I think Sooner Nation, and me included as a fan, I just wanted 100% confidence that he can drop back and throw. And now, having said that, what did he go, 20 for 23 or something?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know why that didn't instill confidence in everybody.
Right. He did something that neither Tyler nor Baker did in their time here.
Right.
500, more yards than any one of them. Rushed for more, threw a pat, 500 and what was it? I wrote it down here. 508 total yards. I think Baker's was 470 something we heard a while ago was.
I saw Blinken, he put the stats, like all these college teams total yards for the year, and Jalen Hurts is by himself, like a top 20 or something like that. I mean, I think the problem really is just we're used to seeing being so balanced. And this is the first time in a while that we have it. The first game in a while that it wasn't balanced. I think the rush attempts were 37 to, was it 24 passes? I think more got through once. But then again, Houston has a terrible rush defense, one of the worst in the country last year. And our passing was much better, but I think Giscola played Jevin Strick's first game, and took a lot of stresses off Sermon, I think too. I mean,
well, but for crying out loud, our running backs averaged 9 yards a carry without Jalen. Okay, without his rushes. I mean, we could have turned around and handed the ball off all night long, and still won the game.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah.
And
honestly, let's talk about that for just a moment. I don't want to steer us away from this conversation, but I mean, we missed 2 field goals and we turned the ball over as we were going in for a touchdown. So really, the halftime score should have been we should have had another 13 points.
Right.
Yeah.
And it would have been a rout.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 2 field goals away from covering the spread, which I don't know if everyone cares about that. But I mean, the game wasn't they scored 2 garbage time touchdowns, and even Grinch said out their game he thought they're going to try pass, and they just kept running on him. He didn't adjust to it. But I mean, the last 2 touchdowns they scored were just garbage time. We already had Mordecai out there playing for Jalen. So I mean, I said with Jalen though, I understand people saying they want to see him throw more, I guess. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised this game. He's in there the whole game. They're just trying to make him throw, just to show that he can do these throws. But I mean, they put more tape out there for other teams to prepare for.
Yeah.
Well, the 2 or 3 that he missed, they were kind of ugly. I mean, but. I mean, how many perfect throws does a guy got to make before you?
The only one, the CD one was the worst one because I think after that, that's when they missed a field goal. I think after that, so I took away points off there. But I mean, that was the flea flicker. Was that the one he missed?
Yeah,
yeah. But I mean, I don't know.
Well, here's one of the things that we were wondering about. With all these targets, what's going to happen? Okay, well, let's see. Rambo caught 3. Lamb caught 2. Hazelwood caught 2. Vasquine caught 3. Hall caught 3. Sermon 2. Calcaterra 2. Miller 1. Willis 1. Jones 1. He hit everybody. I didn't catch a pass.
Stands, right?
No, I was waving one time. I'm open. I'm open.
On.
And you saw my seats. I'm in the back of the end zone.
He sucks as a quarterback.
Which I think is great. That's great too because it shows that he can. Like, he's got the ball. He's locked in.
Well, it shows he's still reading the defense.
He's reading defense. He's also trying to learn who to trust, and not to trust too, because he's still brand new to his offense. Like he's still learning everything. Like I mean, people like. We're just gonna get better from here. That's how Lincoln offense works.
For sure, we are.
It's just like even he wasn't happy with his performance, which is still crazy to me, but because he knows that he can be better under this offense. Even Lincoln's like, hey, he played a great game, but he can be a lot better, and he's gonna be better just because.
So, at what point do you guys think we kind of shifted into a vanilla type situation?
Halftime. Really?
Yeah, I think it was halftime. Maybe
first half we kind of put the hammer down, and the halftime we started just.
No.
Well, and some of the plays that were run, you were like, oh my gosh, what just happened there?
Yeah.
Because if you really look at what some of these things that he's doing, he's just like the pass run option.
Mm-hmm.
They're reading people, and if they vacate, then this happens, and if they stay, then that happens. And
right.
That's a Lincoln play.
Yeah.
So he's such a savant, basically, when it comes to that. So.
He is amazing at making the defense do what he wants them to do. Mm-hmm. I think instead of playing to the weaknesses, he makes it's like he plays basketball on the football court. He sets screens and puts people in motion over here, not before the play, during the play, to draw the attention away from where he wants it to be.
So one of the things at the coaches show that Teddy Lehman said last night was in the first quarter, or maybe even in the whole first half, he's setting up plays for the second half.
Oh, yeah.
Because the defense goes into the locker room at halftime, and they're like, okay, they were in this set, and they ran this play, and it kind of burnt us, so we're going to be watching for that in the second. Well, they come out, OU comes out in the second half in the same set, but there's a different play.
Right.
And they're like, oh, yeah, they think we're running this. So, and we burn them again. So.
Right.
That CD touchdown, people were like, oh, that's busted coverage. No, that was a setup by Lincoln. If you listen to the Gabe Eichert talk about it, he set that play up like 5 plays before.
Yeah.
And for that safety. That's one safety.
For that safety to bite on that cross.
Yeah. And
that's what he did.
That's busted coverage. And no, that's just Lincoln doing his offense right there.
And we've said it before that if you watch real close, the playbacks and everything else, you can see where Lincoln moves the defense for one receiver to pop out in the open, and it always happens.
Yep.
When he runs one of those plays, somebody pops out in the open.
Kirby Smart is one of the best defense coordinators in the last 10, 15. He's been Saban's guy for his whole career pretty much. And Lincoln ate him up the whole Georgia game. So, I mean, that's one of the best defensive minds in college football that Lincoln just ate up. I mean, he scored, 40-something points on him? Right. So, I mean, and he still scored, 30 on Bama last year, too. I mean.
Well, here's some stats that I want to throw out, okay? Total offense. Oklahoma had 686 yards, which is ranked 4th in the country right now. Teams ranked 1 through 3 played FCS opponents. Okay.
It's one of those Texas Tech.
Probably.
Baylor. I know. It could have been.
Well, I heard their quarterback put up some ungodly numbers.
Yeah.
So.
Passing yards per attempt, 13.8, which is 3rd in the country. Air Force is 1st, and they only threw it once.
See, people were complaining that. That's funny. People were complaining, though, too, that Jalen was only doing, dump-off passes. Well, obviously, that's not true. If passing yards per attempt.
No, here we go. Rushing yards, 354, 5th in the country. Teams ranked 1, 2, and 4 played FCS opponents.
Wow.
Okay. Rushing yards per attempt, 9.6, 1st in the country. Next highest is 8.4, and only 3 teams beside OU are over 8 yards per carry. Yards per play, 11.2, 1st in the country. Next highest is 8.96, only 5 teams beside OU are over 8 yards per play. 20-plus yards, 20-plus yard plays. 30-yard plays, 7 plays, Oklahoma is ranked 1st. 40-plus yards, 5 plays, Oklahoma is 1st. That's 20-something plays, more than 20 yards.
I mean, we only had 8 third downs, which is still crazy. 8 third downs on the whole game.
And this is from Mike Hawk. Is it Hawk? Where 128 of 130 FBS teams have played so far in week 1. OU leads in plays of at least 20 yards, at least 30 yards, and at least 40 yards. Here's the kicker. 106 teams ran more plays than Oklahoma did.
Wow.
The Sooners have rushed for 300-plus yards and passed for 300-plus yards in a game 12 times. 6 of those 12 occasions have come in the last 15 games, and it has happened 5 times in the last 8 games. That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
OU averaged 11.25 yards per play on Sunday night, third highest average in school history. Record is 12.96 versus West Virginia. It was the 13th time in school history that OU has averaged at least 10 yards per play. 10 of those have occurred since 2016. The other 3 were in 1971, 1980, and 1986. So
the offense is potent. Is that what you're? I mean, what are you trying to say, Terry?
Yeah, I mean this offense and everybody, national media. Me and Caleb have been sitting here with the YouTube just running, and it just goes through shows about OU. That's all anybody is talking about.
Talk about Jalen, and then it goes to Lincoln. Like,
Yeah.
I almost like, how can this guy stay Oklahoma? But we got to keep paying the guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's what one of the guys said on was it Fox or ESPN?
ESPN.
He was like, it used to be that the NFL could pay more money. Oklahoma's got money.
Yeah.
And the money is not what's going to pull Lincoln away. It's the desire to go, and most people don't think he has the desire to go.
I don't think until he wins. I think after he wins, that could change. But just like
I don't know. I think he wants to be. I think he wants to be a Nick Saban. He wants to
Nick
win
Saban's still with
back
the
to
pros
back
still,
to
though.
skip back to back to back.
Well, I'm telling you, there's no place in the world he can go that has better facilities than he's got right here at the University of Oklahoma.
Only place that could draw him is the Cowboys, but I still think he'd rather be here. I hate saying this, but I hope the Cowboys actually are decent this year, so they don't fire that guy, Jason Garrett. Which for Cowboys fans, they probably want him to be gone.
Okay, Rob, we had another question real quick. No, I want to get into this. We talked about the Sox. Okay, this has been a big topic on Twitter the last couple of days. LSU and Texas are playing this Saturday night. Now, it's obvious LSU wanted a win because they were scheduled to play Oklahoma this week and some type of contract problem, and they decided to play Texas. So that's why we're playing South Dakota. We've said it before. Needing Texas to win, or you need Texas to win, is not rooting for them. I'm not rooting for Texas Saturday.
No.
Are you?
No
Caleb, are you?
OU fan is rooting for Texas.
Are you rooting for Texas?
I want Texas to win.
Oh, you.
Just because I like OU Texas be both on the
Well, I mean, but what I'm saying is, you know, if they lose, you're going to laugh. Okay, it's going to be hilarious if they get drubbed. Okay,
not really.
but
I don't think so.
But is it not better for OU if Texas comes in undefeated and wins this game and comes in?
Yeah, absolutely. It's better for Oklahoma if Texas wins this game and we play them in the Red River rivalry. We're both in the top 10. We're both considered.
We'll probably both be in top 5, honestly.
Honestly, we could
we'll
both be in the top 5. Yeah, absolutely. It's 100% better for us if they win.
Yeah, it will be a much better matchup nationally. It'll be much better talk amongst the recruits. And I got into a Twitter fight or whatever with the guy who just he called me a millennial, for crying out loud. You know, I've been watching since the Bud days. You're obviously a millennial. If you ain't seen it, it didn't happen. No, it's the fact. You know, he said, you know, Ashbury Switzer. It's harder to recruit when Texas is good. I was like, okay, if we don't want to be in a good conference, why don't we just go to the AAC and play UCF schedule,
right,
and see what happens? Okay, the strength of schedule isn't a big deal unless you lose one game. There is no universe we live in. Blinken and I had this talk one time that an undefeated Oklahoma does not get into the playoffs, period. Okay, but a one-loss Oklahoma has difficulty getting in because of strength of schedule.
Like, see, what could happen is if say LSU gets the SEC championship game, loses, that's the only loss they have, and OU loses to Texas, and then Texas goes into Texas, beats the crap out of them. guess who gets in instead of OU?
Right.
LSU does.
LSU does.
I mean, that's the only way it matters if stuff like that happens. I mean,
Which
if Texas
could.
loses close, I don't think that's bad. But if Texas gets whooped on their home field, that's going to be bad. I mean, we can't lose to Texas then. Because we can't.
Then you got to pull for LSU to not lose, so that
Right,
strength
yeah.
of schedule.
I mean,
I'm not pulling for Texas to win.
No.
But come on, we know that we need them to win.
Yeah, I mean, we need to be.
We won't need to get blown out. If they lose closely, that's fine because it says like Texas.
But we need Texas to be ranked right behind us, knock them out of the top 10. They come back, get back into the top 10 for the Big 12 championship, knock them out again. Yeah, it's all null and void if we go undefeated. We don't need Texas to be good if we're undefeated. Well, do you know how hard it is to go undefeated? There's one team that's done that in the last, 5 or 6 years?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't happen. I know we haven't done it in forever. I mean, I don't know. It's just Texas, so it's hard. Like, I'm not rooting for them. It's just like, honestly, I just want a good game. I like college football. It's the biggest game this weekend. It's the first time Texas had a meaningful game in a long time, so it's going to be quite crazy there. And LSU, like, you know what Ed Orgeron's record is against top 10 teams?
What?
It's 5-3. Guess whose 3 losses are 2?
Who?
Nick Saban.
Oh, yeah. That's Alabama? Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's not bad.
I mean, he's only person that he really can't beat that's high up there is Alabama. Everyone else he does good against. But then on the other side, you have Tom Herman, who's 10-6 as an underdog, straight up underdog. So I mean, it's a good matchup. It's gonna be a fun game to watch. I think because I think both the teams have a lot of question marks, and we're gonna find out who's real and who's not pretty much this week. It's early, which is always fun.
Speaking of good matchups, we got the South Dakota. We can't figure out if it's Coyotes.
So they sent out a press release or something. They called us. I don't know. Maybe they called Lincoln. They were like, "Hey, we like to be called the Coyotes."
Coyotes, not Coyotes.
Not Coyotes.
It's different, apparently.
I know that their
Coyote
fan base
brings you across the border. You think I'm kidding? That's true. That's 100%.
But I know that their like battle cry is "Go Yotes," so that's kind of like going Utes. I don't know. That doesn't make much sense.
What's a Ute?
Did you say Ute? Did you say Yote?
What?
Boy, what's a Yote? So the South Dakota Coyotes or Yotes are coming to Norman.
So I can no longer talk bad about Alabama's schedule, right?
Not this week, at least. They're playing. Well, they're playing New Mexico State this week, so.
Okay, I can still talk about that.
So what I did before I left work was I put out a little post on Twitter, and it says, "Sooners, we're trying to figure out what to say about the Coyotes coming to Norman this Saturday for the podcast. Drop a comment to help us out." So we're going to read their comments and see how they're helping us out to talk about the Coyotes coming to Norman this weekend. Denise France, our good friend, she said the Coyotes, it's going to be ugly. That's a good one, the Coyote ugly. Lori, Like for Nothing, and Sooner Lisa both used Wile E. Coyote as examples of Sooner Lisa says not even Acme can save them. And Demo says, well, it just says kill them all. Thanks, Demo. Holzhammer, expectations 80-0, no mercy. Rumble the Bison, Stan Boomer. If the final is 80-0, then mercy was definitely shown. Holzhammer says good points. Gina Wiley, we're going to make them howl. That sounds like
easy, girl.
Yeah,
it's PG-13 here.
Yeah, we'll just skip what Gina said. Sooner Man, be a perfect time to see all the stud freshmen. I agree. Chase, whose Twitter handle is Rooster Wi-Fi. Maybe we can get Tom Brokaw to announce the game. He's a South Dakota alum. Wow. Chase, you had to do, I'm guessing you had to do some research on that, but let's see. Mark Ryle says, say the Coyotes are coming to Norman to chase the Roadrunner around for 4 quarters, only to find that pesky anvil on their ass. That's a good one. Andy Montgomery, it's going to be Coyote ugly and not the good one. That's
A lot of coyote jokes, which is good though because that's what happens when your name's the Coyotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've never been scared of a coyote. Ever.
Yeah.
Corn Dog just puts a GIF out. Is it GIF or GIF, Caleb?
It's GIF.
GIF says, "Is it dead? Oh my God, is it dead?" So I guess he's expecting it to die. Andy Montgomery says, "Make it about LSU. We were supposed to play them this weekend." And I said, obviously, OU wanted LSU wanted to win this weekend. So, Chaffee Park Sooner. Here is why the Sooners won't become a headline like Tennessee or Michigan. True, they're not going to get beat. Nathan McCollum just put the Coyotes from what's the name of the movie?
Varsity Blues.
Yeah, Varsity Blues.
Is there a guy named Tweeter on the team? That'd be pretty awesome.
Sabe says, "I want to hear about the chances that all three freshman wide receivers can get in the end zone this weekend and show off their dance moves." He's got a little kid in a Steelers uniform. Captain Murtaugh. Who is Captain Murtaugh? What show is that?
I'm not sure.
The A-Team?
Familiar.
Yeah, A-Team.
Yeah.
The Coyotes will sneak up on you. And Boomdog replied, "Not these." Mark M says, "They're small, but they're slow." So that's a plus for the Sooners, I guess. Ann Parker says, "Little Red Riding Hood." Wait, that was a wolf. Never mind.
Yeah, wolf is not a coyote.
Yeah, wolf is not a coyote. Yeah, Joe says, "Them boys making some bank for their school." This is true.
Oh, yeah. It's probably, I would guess it would be one of their biggest paydays ever.
Yeah. David Vineyards, hashtag beat South Dakota, said, "Didn't they give K-State all kinds of heck last year?" Yeah, David, but we all know we're not K-State.
Although K-State put up some big numbers this last
she
year.
ran a normal offense.
Yeah, normal offense. They passed. And
Caleb, speaking of Tweeter, Heisman Park puts, "Is there a new Tweeter TD dance?"
Yeah, that's
And we got another Wile Coyote from Stairway to Seven. Here we go. And we got a bunch of them on here.
how many votes overall?
I just told people to put comments, and I think I'm about halfway done, maybe a little more. Sooner Judge, it's going to be a hell of a game. Ron Moss says, "Are they going to spend the night?" Boomer Ranger says, "Upside alert." And then there's a gift that says, "Oh my God, I just peed myself," laughing. So, it was a joke. Jimmy Sooner fan, come on, Jimmy Shoe. Just remember the Michigan upset a few years ago was because the Wolverines thought they were all that. No, we are all that. It's a problem. Michigan wasn't.
Yeah, but Appy State was really good too, right? Like South.
Yeah, Appalachian State was like the FCS 3 or 4 time national champion. I mean, they were good. And then T-Pov says, "Who's your daddy and what does he do?" And it's got a gif of Arnold Schwarzenegger going, "Who's your daddy and what does he do?" on, I guess, Kindergarten Cop. So some pretty good little comments out there about the coyotes or coyotes. Do we call them coyotes just because they want to be called coyotes?
I don't think it matters. I don't think they're one of the Dakotas. So I mean, look at this.
They play in
Are
a
they
dome.
worth trash talking? Really?
I know. I mean, I couldn't really find any information on.
I know that they're good at passing last year.
Yeah.
They really good at passing the ball. Last
All
year.
I know is that the who was it? The Montana Grizzlies, the Grizz, beat them.
They're like a top 10 double whatever.
Yeah, FCS team.
Yeah.
They beat them 30-21. Put up 430 yards on the South Dakota Coyotes defense. So,
I think that if we don't score at will, it'll probably be disappointment.
yeah. So, Here's the question: what's the score at the end of the first quarter when they pull Jalen Hurts out?
28-0.
First quarter, you think he's coming out in the first quarter? He's going to play a half.
Dude.
I think 3.
Last year they pulled the whole first team offense out against FAU in the first quarter. It was 28-0. It was done. It was over.
I know, but he's got to get some reps, and he's got to. He's leading the Heisman race right now. He has got to get some stats too. You can't pull him out in the first quarter.
First half. We have first half. I think 28-0 in the first quarter though. That's what it should be. 28-0.
No.
First
I mean,
quarter.
they got to let him get close to 500 yards total offense, whether that's 200 passing and 300 rushing or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to let him get some stats.
So that's another thing. Jalen Hurts was number 3 in the Heisman rank in the Heisman polls right now. Or
he's number 1 everywhere.
Now he's number 1.
Yeah.
And the odds, he went from negative odds to tied for first with odds. 3-1 odds, him and Tug Bodalova and
I think it's just those two really. I think Lawrence is
Lawrence,
behind him now.
No, he's there too. But Lawrence, he sucked it up.
He threw 2 picks. He didn't suck it up. He just didn't have Heisman game. He had 2 picks, but he still. Trevor Lawrence is really good, but he doesn't put up Heisman numbers. Everyone's he's going to Heisman's. He doesn't do that. He plays big in big games, but he doesn't put up crazy numbers throughout the year because they don't have to. The running back's the one that's more of a Heisman threat than he is. So that running back's a monster.
So what are the chances? That Jalen Hurts averages. I'm not saying does this every game, but averages these numbers at the end of the year. 150 yards rushing.
Hopefully not. I much rather have a running back side of the ball more. I want running backs to have more rushes than him because I think they're talented enough to do that. But I think they're also trying to save him too for more important games.
Yeah, but I mean he had 16 carries. He averaged 11 yards a carry. So give him 8 carries a game. Still averages 11 yards a carry. I mean, if he puts up close to this number, he's going to blow every record that Kyler and Baker, yeah. You see, he's already leaving my mind. Put up. He will blow those records out of the water, which will be the 4th year in a row. Baker had them. Baker broke them. Kyler broke them. And now Jalen could break them.
I think I'm going to be on, not that they're sides, but I agree with Caleb in that I don't want him to average that many rushing yards.
Yeah.
If it's
there, take it.
If it's there, take it.
Yeah.
But
I think some of the other things is number 2 is what was Kyler. Not only the Heisman, he won the Slidesman last year too. Kyler could have gained 5 more yards on every carry last year.
Yeah, he could have definitely.
I mean, there was times
I'm not worried about him getting hit. I just think we have too much weapons for him to do it all. He doesn't have to do it all. We have so much receiver talent. We have so much running back talent. We don't need him to do all that stuff.
Yeah,
that's my issue. I want everyone else to get more involved. I mean, which they did receiving wise, but I'm saying rushing wise though, we could have maybe one of the best backs in the conference, 2 of the best backs in the conference.
Well, taking Jalen's out, we had 37 carries.
37 carries, yeah.
Yeah. So
taking his out,
we
21.
had we had 21 carries. So, but again, probably I think 9 or 10 of those were design draws, runs where they ran a little bit of triple option. Mm-hmm. That was exciting. The Lincoln Riley triple option.
There's so many weapons. I just want to see our weapons get. We have so much talent, receiver wise. We only saw one of the freshmen, this last game, and Rambo, when he gets the ball, he's electric. CD, we all know what CD does when he has the ball. So I mean, it's just we don't need him to do all the stuff that he did. But it's nice. It's cool for him to do it. It's awesome, but we don't need him to do it though.
Right. I mean, I don't think he utilized the weapons that he has at his disposal.
I think he's still getting used to him, which it's going to take a little bit to get used to everyone's stuff.
You know what? Maybe both of you guys are right because Jalen wasn't happy with the way he played. He said he played sloppy. Right. So maybe he's thinking, hey, that 7 times I ran that I wasn't supposed to, I had guys open on every one and I didn't hit them. Yeah. Maybe that's what he's talking about.
And that's what I think that's what Lincoln's talking about too. It's whenever he say, he played great, but he could be a lot better. Because there's a lot of stuff that he's only been in the offense for 7 months.
And he did some great things.
Yeah. So I mean, he's only been office for 7 months, and I mean, then again, like during summertime, he can't work with Lincoln 1-on-1 because it's not allowed. So I mean, he's barely had that much time Lincoln 1-on-1. But I mean, I know him and CD have been hanging out pretty much nonstop. Apparently, he stayed at CD's place when we came and visited OU.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I just think that we have so much weapons that I just want to see him use them more. Once again, what he did was awesome. It was great. But I just want to see him use all the toys he has because make his life easier.
Yeah.
Because he has those toys.
I think he
easier.
will.
I said it's his first game. I think he's like whenever he didn't see nothing on those plays that he wasn't designed to run, he just like followed his instincts because he still was not 100% sure with his offense yet.
Well, okay, so the thing that we're not saying here, yes, Jalen had a great game, but did you see some of those runs? There was like the entire football field in front of him.
There's a picture I sent you guys. I mean, there's like pretty much from tight end to tight end, a hole that big for him to run through.
What are you supposed to do on that?
I mean, you see that hole that big, he's like, all right, I might as well
you
take off right here.
Run, don't you?
Yeah.
You and I could have had some rushing yards in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have had like 1 or 2, but
it'd have taken them at least a half a step to catch me. So, I mean, there was, and that's one of the there's one of the things I like about my seats and that I don't like. One is when they get far away. Being that low, you get the one-dimensional.
Well, you're also old too. So
shut up. The other thing is, what I do like about it is that ground level, and from that you see everything open up. You see plays like that, and I'm like, oh my God, look, I mean, you could just that line opened up holes. They made a lot of mistakes. The line did, but they opened some holes, man. That I'm telling you. I mean, not just for Jalen, but for Sermon, all those running backs, they had room to run. They could turn around and hand that ball to them all day long.
And that's what they did, pretty much. I mean,
200 apiece. They could have had 200 apiece, I think.
So,
backs, I mean.
It's like when you sit down there, you can see the holes open like that. But it's like if you sit up top, you can see like the play develop.
Yeah.
Like, and you see, the guy's wide open. Then you hit the crowd up top, get crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone down, it comes down low, which is always kind of cool too.
Yeah.
But I mean, I said I'm not complaining on Jalen at all. I thought Jalen was amazing. I mean, and then people were trying like, I mean, he played a pretty much perfect game. But like I said, I think he utilizes toys more, which I think he's going to. The more he trusts him, the more he learns the offense, the better he'll get.
That's the scary thing is he's going to get better every game, and so is this offense. I mean, every game. This offense is going to get better and better and better.
I think this offensive line played better this first game than they did last year's first game.
Yeah.
And we had the best because last year our offensive line didn't start clicking until the Texas game, really. Yeah. And after that's when they started clicking. I think this offensive line could click almost as good as that one because, I mean, the talent-wise, they're supposed to be more talented. They're definitely bigger than that offensive line was.
So I feel like we put the offense in like first gear and just kind of rev the engine a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we really never stepped on the gas. Do you feel like that?
We weren't challenged. We weren't challenged at all to do anything special. We're averaging 11 yards a play. So if we can't really, it's kind of hard to show anything or do anything different whenever you're getting first down every play.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's crazy. But once again, talking about OU, we haven't yet to bring up the defense still.
Yeah, defense.
This whole podcast either.
Yeah, defense. Haven't brought up the defense.
So is that where we're at?
That's where we're at.
We're done talking about the O-line and.
You talk about offense all day. It's going to be all pretty much positive.
Rob?
Anybody stand out, though? I mean, we didn't cover that.
I mean, Creed Humphreys, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
he pretty much just dominated. I felt bad for that note for the tackle.
I thought the whole line. I understand that some of the people said the left tackle.
The left tackle had struggled a lot.
Well.
Yeah. I mean, they had the chip. That chip helped chip a lot. I mean, there's clips of Stubborn hitting the guy, hitting the DN a couple of times, knock him on his butt, but still, he shouldn't have to chip against Houston.
Well. Did you see that defensive end on their right side, I think it was? He was a great big old boy. So, that would be our left tackle. So,
from my understanding, they said it's not like a bad thing. It's just something that they have to get used to. They'll get better through the year because B&B was that good of a coach. But like I said, last year,
they'll get better.
Like last year, the first game, we couldn't run the ball that well because that's one thing because they weren't ready yet. But this year, it's the total opposite. We can run the ball amazing. We're having a hard time pass blocking, which I think is the easier of the two, if everyone says.
Yeah.
So I mean.
All right, let's talk about the defense
Rob,
then.
Let's hear your 2 cents on
the defense.
Yeah.
So,
wrong. No, I'm sorry.
I definitely liked K9. I mean, he's a stud.
Yeah.
He's quick. He's quick to the ball. but the defensive line helped him out a lot. They are causing some problems up front. Obviously, Gallimore was a stud, and then on the other side, Redmond.
Jalen Redmond.
Is it Jalen? Okay, Jalen Redmond.
Yeah, he fought triple teams a lot.
Yeah, and he was eating them up too, which is crazy.
I thought coverage looked good. I mean, there was a play in the end zone where I thought maybe that the Houston receiver should have actually caught the ball, but we were there.
Yeah.
And he hit him, so he didn't catch the ball or whatever. But I was impressed, and I've already told everybody I'm drinking the Kool-Aid already.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be pretty good. I mean, what are we now? What was the defensive rank? Like 82nd or something like that?
I think we're in 70s, something like that. We're ahead of Texas. I know that.
Okay. What was the difference in the defense this game and the defense against FAU last year? We all were excited.
Offense is much better than that.
Man, we looked a lot better. And then UCLA, man, look at that defense. Well, we were all making the excuse for their offense as our defense was that much improved. And I said, then marched Army into town, and, the downfall began.
Well, the difference is this one, they weren't guys running open down the field. The quarterback was missing them. Everyone was covered. I mean, there were a couple coverage sacks that we had. I mean, most I'd say probably half their rushing yards was from the quarterback getting pressured and then making.
Yeah, he was never comfortable all game long.
I mean, we got pressure. I mean, that's something we couldn't do at all last year. We had 12 sacks all last year, and we're in his face the whole game.
All game long, and that I'm telling you what, we may not see a better scrambling quarterback than that one.
Yeah, I mean
he was good.
That guy's a top 5 quarterback in the country. They're gonna have one of the best offenses in the country when it's all said and done this year. And like I said, the last 2 touchdowns were in garbage time when we already kind of gave up. And Grinch to score.
Yeah.
And they just kept running it. And he didn't adjust to it. He got the game. He said, I take fault for that. I should have made some adjustments for the run game instead of the pass game. But I thought they were going to start throwing the air in and out, and they didn't. But, I mean, the last 2 touchdowns, though, were 7 minutes left in the game. One was on a 4th down conversion on the goal line pretty much, which that was nice to see. Let's get a stop on 3rd and 4th downs. So, I mean.
Yeah, they were 5 of 13 on 3rd downs.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Did you hear the crowd after the first 3 and out?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It went crazy in there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man.
Yeah. But.
Because we've been hearing for like week 2 weeks straight. So it's gonna be a score fest. They're gonna go all over us.
I mean, I even said that, but the one thing that I noticed right off the bat, that everybody was talking about, they were waiting to see with this defense was all the shifting and maneuvering. There was no shifting and maneuvering the other night.
There wasn't much. Pretty much is just straight up.
Yeah.
We're going
at Washington State, they were in one set. They shift over.
I think he's saving that stuff for Texas. And Texas
didn't need to do it against.
I think he knew 1-on-1 we can. Their first stretch, we can win this just straight up 1-on-1.
Yeah,
our guys are just better than their guys. We're playing against better competition. Like I said, I still think they're top 5, but I think our guys are just better than theirs up front, and so we just bullied them all game long, which was awesome to see because they don't see.
So we're not going to be able to do that with everybody.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
I think Redmond, Perkins, and Gallimore can probably do it. Cause I think they're strong enough to do that. And then we're not healthy. We got Mann still coming back, who's was really good last year. I mean, after seeing that game, he's going to try to come back faster, or he's going to lose his spot. But I mean, I got to see more. But I mean, for how much improvement because like I said last year, we never got that much pressure from just a 4-man front without blitzing.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I'm still not drinking the Kool-Aid.
I won't do it till a Texas game.
Yeah, I am not getting excited. I'm glad, I mean, hey, they almost did. They didn't get any turnovers. Grinch wasn't happy about that. But what have I said? And Rob and you and I have talked about a lot. 28 points and 4 stops. Okay. Well, they got 7 stops and 8 stops and 31 points. They're getting close to what I asked. That's all I ask. 4 stops and 28 points.
I'm glad they, I mean, I'm sure they did it just for.
Well, I think they're listening to me finally.
I think so.
I mean, it makes sense.
Grinch has got a notepad out.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, what is Terry saying?
What is Terry saying?
Yeah.
All you have to do with this offense is hold a team to 28 points. That's it. That's a lot of points to give a team. You know what I mean? I mean, it really is. That you have confidence that your offense is going to score more than 28 points.
Well, we're going to pretty much though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you can give up 28 points and still win a game by 21 points.
I don't want to do it that way, but I will.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
We've seen it didn't work out in the playoffs that much.
Well, but we never have done that. It's every game doing that.
Well, every game was a shootout.
I would have been a lot more happier. A lot more happier, is that the correct phrase? A lot happier if we'd held them 21 or below.
Like I said, the last 2 touchdowns so we're kind of meh touchdowns.
But Rob, actually, off of the Sooner subject real quick. What are are you excited about El Camino?
I am absolutely excited about El Camino.
Me and Caleb talked about that. Have you gone back and started Breaking Bad over?
No.
I have.
I don't watch a lot of TV to begin with, so I only watch wasn't even ever going to watch Game of Thrones until everybody was just like, Rob, you got to watch this, Rob. And so I still wouldn't, but then I had a roommate at the time who was like, hey, watch this with me. And I'm like, what is this? And we watched it, and I'm like, okay, now I'm hooked. Yeah. So it's the same way with Breaking Bad, remember? Yeah. Like
Caleb gave you the first 2 seasons or 3 seasons, and
so
you
once
watched
I'm
them in
into
2 days.
Like I watched all of the Saul. What's the Saul thing?
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul, just because of I'm such a Breaking Bad fan, and now for El Camino, I'm deadly excited.
Yeah.
Deadly excited.
Yeah, deadly excited. Overly excited.
Overly.
Yeah, but I started watching Breaking Bad again. I think I'm on season 3. Still in maybe 2 or 3. It's when he Walt tells him to take care of the tweakers that stole money from Skinny Pete. Yeah. And
that was hard to watch, because the little boy.
I know, that's what I was saying. That little kid just kept walking out and dirty from head to toe, and
probably hadn't had a bath in a month.
Yeah, but Skank pushed the ATM on the dude's head, and so that was a classic one. But I'm back at Caleb hasn't done it because he needs the sleep, and I've told him there's been a couple of times I look at my watch and I'm like, oh crap, I have to stop it in the middle of an episode because it's 11:45 or midnight. So
yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Did you just say that Caleb needed his beauty sleep?
I just need sleep from work.
Okay. Just sleep from work.
I gotta be up at 4:40.
Yeah.
Sure I get some.
Now you didn't know that we had to. Did you know we had to send Caleb home from the tailgate?
No, did not know that.
No, he went home.
I'm feeling good. All he had pretty much had all weekend. I felt good Sunday. Then
that's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we had a good crowd at the tailgate. We probably had 60 plus.
Wow, that is
people.
A good crowd.
Yeah. Some people came and stayed for a while. Some people came and went. Did you see me on TV?
No.
Yeah, I was on TV. I'm gonna have to show you that clip. Did you see me on TV, Caleb?
No.
Yeah.
I seen we made the news okay.
Yeah.
With
Tony.
Tony.
But yeah, me and your mom and just went blank. The guy from doggone it, from Louis. Can't think of his name now. Just went blank. But we were on. They were there, and they actually filmed a little bit of our tailgate and put the camera on me. They put it on me.
You know what I did? I actually drove by there and saw him doing that, interviewing Teresa. So.
He wasn't interviewing Teresa.
Yeah, he was. Or the camera was on her and she was talking.
No.
I don't know if she was getting on to him or
what. But there was a station out of Tulsa came in there, and Mr. OU, Antonio Record, they interviewed him in front of our podcast sign. So if any of you Tulsa listeners saw that, or but yeah, so it was a good time, and we're going to be doing it again this weekend. So with or without you,
if anybody would give me a job, I would be able to come out there. But
Caleb, you got any jobs at Icy?
Not that I know of that right
now.
now.
No.
I'll sweep the floor or whatever.
It's got warehouse guy.
But
I gotta be honest though, I'm probably not gonna watch this game this weekend. Honestly.
Oh yeah, I mean, I honestly, I will probably leave at halftime and go out to the tailgate with Caleb and watch the LSU Texas game.
Listen, y'all gotta quit being bandwagon fans.
Really, if
you stay for every second of the ball game, sir.
You wouldn't stay for every second. Oh, coming from a guy who left the garage watching the OU Alabama game.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Then
bandwagon fans who walk out when
it's not that I didn't watch the game
when their team is down 28-0.
I just don't want to, be all angry in front of folks.
But yeah, I'll probably go out about halftime and sit out there with the other folks and watch the LSU game. What's the chances we see Rattler?
You better see him.
Do we see him? Do we see him before we see Mordecai, or do we see him longer than we see Mordecai?
I hope we see him. I mean, I think he's the one that I think people want to see more. I think he's the one that. I mean, they were showing him a lot during the telecast too. They kept talking about him during the telecast, during the TV game, because they're like, oh, we got the number one quarterback in the country. I mean, I think it's just. I mean, he's a person that I think people want to see. We've seen Mordecai. Rattler's the guy we want to see.
No.
I want to see him out there with the other freshmen. I want to see him throwing the ball to those other freshmen in the third quarter, fourth quarter.
Yeah, no, I'll take that back. I might stay to see Rattler a little bit.
Well, I'm a little surprised that we didn't see him in the first game, but maybe he was just trying to be respectful to Mordecai.
We only had 2 possessions with Mordecai. I mean, because when Houston got the ball, like I said, they're running the ball, so their clock was running out. So we didn't really get the ball. We got the ball twice. It's like with in the fourth quarter, pretty much.
I guess my question is, do you think that's a sign? Unless we're just way up, or are we going to see him at all? Or
we'll definitely see him.
No, they got four plays. Four games.
We're definitely going to see him. I think also I think he's real far behind. I mean, he ain't got here till the end of till June, the end of June. So I mean, he's a true freshman coming here from. I mean, Mordecai's been in the system for 2 years. Jalen Hurts is experienced.
Well, I don't want to see him come in and hand the ball off.
Yeah.
If he comes in, I want to see what he can do.
Yeah. I said if he's out there, I want to see him out there with those other freshmen. I want to see him and those other freshmen because they all have good connections. So I want to see what he looks like with those other freshmen. Which I mean that's one thing that I will be upset about if he doesn't play this game. Because people made fun of Gundy last year by not playing that Spencer kid last year because they wanted to see what he looked like, and then they saw Friday how good that kid was. But still, I just want to see him out there in college, how he looks out there in college game, even if it is against a smaller group, pretty much a high school team. But I still want to see him out there in the OU uniform. That's the main thing I want to see this week, pretty much, I guess.
Yeah.
And our defense to have hopefully a shutout. How about that?
It's not a whiteout or anything this weekend, is it?
No, I don't think so.
No stripe to stadium, no.
Since everybody wore white last weekend, everybody will probably wear red this weekend and it'll be a red out, but I could be wrong.
Well, it's actually cream out, not white out, so I was saying. I mean, crimson cream.
Listen, I think we probably ought to go ahead and just move along. Nothing to see here. Keep going.
Well, he does make a good point.
I know we're crimson and cream, but it's white.
They do.
It's like saying Alabama. It's like saying his tape's different. Then I guess he was wearing red tape instead of crimson tape.
What are you pointing at, Rob?
Nothing. So,
are you watching tennis?
Not really. So,
men's tennis. But yeah, I mean, it would have been interesting to see a cream out.
Okay. I feel like maybe
Hertz Donuts could have been the sponsor. The Hertz Donut cream out.
Cream donut.
There were plenty of Hertz Donuts around.
Did you see anybody eating
the burger?
The Hertz Donuts burger?
No, but you realize I don't come out of the hole until everybody's like done eating. So
was it popular? Do you know?
I do not know if it was popular. I hate you, Terry. So listen, stop.
I'm trying. Okay. Anyway.
change the subject. Obviously, we are not going down a good road with this conversation.
So
I was
back
just trying
up.
to be like, correct because we're always crimson cream. So I was just trying to.
Yeah, true. It's not crimson and white.
You're right. It's crimson and cream.
Yeah, just like my Steelers aren't black and gold.
They're
They're
not?
black and yellow.
Black and yellow.
Yeah, no
They
yellow.
wrote a song about him.
Yeah, it's yellow, not yellow.
Oh, yellow.
Yeah. And
Does that depend on what part of the country you're in?
yeah,
I'm just saying. Because I think down in Louisiana, don't they call it yeller?
yeller. Yeah, Texas, Georgia. Bammer.
Bammer.
So
You know what? I really wanted, because Tony was here from Alabama,
Mhm.
right? I really wanted to hear some of that Alabama accent, and she really didn't have one.
no, she didn't. She's.
I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, come on, girl.
Have you wore your houndstooth out?
I was wearing it when Rhett, my son,
Mm-hmm.
I picked him up the other day and took him and bought him some groceries. And when he was walking out, I was standing outside the truck, and I put it on, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like looking around to see if anybody was like around to see. And then when he got to me, he took it off and threw it in the truck.
So he didn't like it, huh?
He didn't like
He
it.
didn't like it at all.
No.
Did he try it on?
No.
Oh.
That was the only time he touched it. So I'm afraid that maybe, as a roughneck, you can't be seen, with the houndstooth.
Mm.
So
That's what it's called.
Yeah, houndstooth.
Why?
It's the design. It's just called a houndstooth. The design of the colors. But there's one right.
Interesting. I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it.
I think-
houndstooth.
But don't feel bad. I didn't know what it was either.
It's a geometrical shape,
Okay.
right? Because all the shapes are identical, but it looks different. Maybe I'm not the best one to explain it.
Yeah, maybe not. So
I'm not good with the new
Coyote.
math.
With the Coyotes, we got to look forward to UCLA. Are you looking forward to the big California trip?
The big trip. Yeah. Hey, what are the colors of the Coyotes? Coyotes.
I think they're like silver and red.
Silver and red. Okay.
I don't know
If they're blue and white, it'd been cool, but
why.
not, 'cause of
Oh,
varsity blues.
gotcha.
So yeah, I am. I didn't realize how quick that UCLA trip was coming up, and I was like, "Oh man,
Yeah, I know,
right
it's
down the road."
Yeah, I called my doctor today and said I need some Valium, quick, because I got to get on a plane.
So you're there, Tuesday till Tuesday?
No, we'll be there from Wednesday to Monday. We'll get back. We're leaving early Wednesday morning, and we'll be back late Monday night. So me and Teresa will have all day Monday to walk around the beach area there, Balboa Island. I want to see if I can find Rocky.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be there. Him and Adrian. Oh wait, she won't be there.
Then David's coming down from Palmdale on Thursday, and we're going to do podcasts. We need to get all that set up. We'll do podcast and a video from the Mule's Tooth Tavern or whatever that is.
Mule snout or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Did you see that Barnco polo I sent today? I'm like, what is that? I don't know.
But we're going to do the pub there, do a video from there, and then I guess Friday we're going to just do the...
Now, is that where the alumni...
No.
OU alumni? No?
No.
Okay, it's just...
No, it's just they've got something like 300 and something beers on tap. So, but if there's somewhere else we want to go, we may holler at Big Mike. What's his last name? Regalado.
I bet he could take us out to some places.
But California trip, we got a big tailgate with Dan, and then a day to recover from that before coming home. So
You think we're going to need the whole day?
yeah, I know I will. So, so there's not much to say about the Coyotes or Coyotes or the Yotes.
Yeah, not much. And really,
I'm really upset that this game is even scheduled.
there's not much to say about UCLA.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to disrespect them in case they're listening, but really they got beat by a team they should have beat.
Yeah.
They should have beat Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So
Bearcat. That's another thing I don't know. What is a Bearcat?
It's a crossbreed. No, it's a
It's
snowmobile.
It's something from the island of Dr. What is it?
Dr. Manure. That's what I thought you
Manure.
was going to say.
I just went blank. They had a movie with Val Kilmer and I can't think of it. Anyway, where he not crossbreeds, but he links the DNA together.
I've not seen that.
The island of Dr. Monroe or Moreau or something like that. But anyway, Caleb, you went quiet. You got anything else?
I mean, like I said, I'm not sure I'm going to watch this game this weekend, so I'm just like, I was just to see if Rat plays. The UCLA game.
Watch the game.
Well, one, if I go to the tailgate, it's not on Dish to watch.
Yeah, it's pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view.
Oh.
Also, the Texas LSU game's on at the same time. That game's more interesting to me.
Yeah, and honestly, if it was any, if it was a FBS team, if it was if it was Vanderbilt or Connecticut, it'd be more interesting.
Interesting. I mean, really, we shouldn't have any problems.
No,
at all.
No.
Like I think I already said this once. If they score on us, I think that's a disappointment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
when's the last time Oklahoma shut anybody out?
Last year, wasn't it?
Did we shut somebody out last year?
No, we didn't shut anybody
No
out.
way. I mean, I don't think we did.
FAU scored at the very end.
Who?
FAU didn't they score at the very end? I guess then.
Florida Atlantic.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. It's been a while since we had a good solid shutout.
It didn't feel like a shutout if we did.
Yeah. No. But anyway, that it, guys?
Well, let's finish up.
Okay,
finish up the Houston game. Any just like very impressed takeaways that you might have had?
I mean, I said all along I wasn't worried about the offense. I'm shocked that I don't have to worry about the offense. I mean, it's just amazing that these guys, that Lincoln walks out there year after year and produces the best. I mean, we're gonna have the best offense 4 years in a row in the country,
Right.
And going on now, there's no backing down it.
And didn't we get 5 sets of eyes from the game?
And here's the thing. I mean, like I said, you sit here and you think drop off. There's got to be a drop off. There's going to be a drop off with Kyler. Because of he's no Baker. Well, there wasn't. Well, now you got a guy. He's no Kyler, no Baker. He got beat out by a freshman. Well, you know what? Maybe he just didn't have the right coach.
Maybe.
Because Lincoln has done nothing but in one game but put him in a situation to succeed.
Well, and obviously the arm is strong.
Mm-hmm.
The decisions were good for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
and only going to be better.
Yeah.
So,
the more he's in there at game speed, he's got. You can't even count this one. I mean, because it's not going to be the speed of the other teams. But he's got UCLA, a week off, Tech, and then Texas, right?
Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas to warm up for
Texas.
yeah.
Next time we'll be tested defense will be Texas Tech, and then next time we'll be tested as a team will be Texas. And might be the only time until Iowa State and then maybe OSU.
No, I don't know, man. Iowa State had all they could.
Iowa State
Shoot with
their team
Northern
gets better
Iowa.
and better. Like they'll get better and better through the years. I mean, if they beat Iowa next week, then it shows everything right there. Because they haven't beat Iowa in forever. That'd be a huge win. I mean, Big 12 could have 2 huge weeks if Texas wins and if Iowa State beats Iowa. That's 2 of the top 3 of the conference beating other top tiers of other conferences.
Yeah.
And how about the SEC going down in flames last week?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
If
Terrible.
West Virginia beats Missouri, that'll be the most shocking thing to me. I think Missouri's going to kill West Virginia this week. One, because they played so bad last week, and I don't think West Virginia's very good. But West Virginia wins, though. That'd be pretty awesome.
Well, I think what's his name down there, the quarterback that was here, I think he did pretty good.
Kendall Thomas, whatever his name is.
Austin Kendall.
Austin Kendall. We all forgot his name all the time. He's not here anymore.
I'm trying to think. I mean, also, I'm still kind of.
Well, go ahead. Caleb? What stood out to you? Rob's question to you. Who or
Defense,
what?
defense line stood out to me because that's the thing I was looking forward to the most. And I thought they lived up to the hype they were getting hyped with.
See, that's why I was trying to set your dad up with that. I wanted him to say, well, I think the defense looked good.
No.
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
No.
You didn't think the defense looked good at all?
The defense on line looked good.
I didn't say they didn't look good.
Okay.
I mean, but
he thinks
they looked
like
good.
last year.
They looked good against FAU last year. They looked good against UCLA. We all said these same
good
things.
point.
It's good
to be sure.
Man, they looked good. They attacked. They did this. They were tackling. And they did. They were around the ball. They were flying to the ball. You didn't see a lot of people titty bumping them to knock them down. I did see one guy with the same number on his back, repeated, do that a couple of times. That's not big enough to be doing it, but he ended up having 5 tackles. So, but I'm not going to call them tackles. I'm going to call them titty bumps. But they were wrapping people up. I'm not saying, but I'm not buying into it. No.
Not until Texas. They're going to make you a believer.
Yeah. We go and shut out Texas. Then
I say Texas scores 28.
And we get 3 stops, and we win the game, 42-28. I stir that Kool-Aid.
Which, by the way, I almost called the score, didn't I?
You sure did.
That was close. That was close.
If we didn't fumble and kick field goals, I would have been right on it.
Yeah. And, I do like the fact that Lincoln took the blame for the missed field goals.
Yeah, I was noticing that too. He's like, no, whatever the kid's name is.
He takes blame for that last week. We missed some this week.
Yeah, man. But he said, I mean, again, he said, I should have called timeout and punted. He goes, I thought about it. You put a kid out there, his first kick's 50 yards.
Right.
His first collegiate kick is 50 yards. And he goes, and man, he drilled it. He was just off. So
the first kick I don't mind missing. The second kick was pretty chip shot.
Well, but I mean, he's taking the responsibility of, I killed his confidence from one. I put him in a bad situation to start with.
Okay,
well, the second kick, he's sitting there behind the ball going, oh, don't miss this one.
Yeah,
don't miss this one.
Don't miss this
one.
He's going to have a lot of pressure on this week. So, I mean, hopefully we don't have to kicking field goals. But actually, I hope we do have to kick field goals this week just so we can see what he looks like.
Yeah. Maybe Lincoln will do that on purpose to put him in game situations. Wouldn't be a bad thing to do.
Wouldn't be bad at all.
So, how was Rudy's last night? Since I wasn't there, you went with Miss Lack for nothing.
Yeah, it was packed up. Lori went with me, so that was fun. But all the older ladies that set up, they're so nice, and we talked to them, and T-Row came in and talked to him a little bit. So it was good. The coach is funny as always, and for the people that don't go to the coach's show or have never watched it, Teddy Lehman does an hour beforehand.
Yeah.
And he asks the coach a question like 4 years ago. You ran a play that resulted in and blah blah, blah. And every time, coach gets it.
Yeah,
like this guy has, he's got a steel trap up there for a mind. But it was pretty impressive. Rob, last night's too. So
let's see if you can do this.
Okay,
August 3rd, 2012. What'd you have for breakfast?
See, I can't even calculate how many years ago that was. So,
Caleb, is your memory at all like that?
See, it's not even that. I mean, I only had 3 meals probably that day. Yeah. How many plays 4 years ago in a certain game did Lincoln Riley run?
Have you seen that? What Teddy does?
Well, he does that. He's pretty much doing what he does. What that one did with the
and that's what gave Teddy the idea, and that's what he does. He'll go like West Virginia. 2016, the ball was on the right hash mark. It was 3rd down and 14. What play? And Lincoln.
So everyone compares him to what's his name at the Rams. Pretty much. I mean,
I think he's only missed one.
He's a genius.
Yeah, and what he missed was back. Last year he missed who got the ball.
Oh, I think you're right. So the question he asked him last night was. The very first offensive play that you ever called from from when you were offensive coordinator here, what was it? Who was it to? Where was it? What hash mark? What yard line?
Yeah.
How many yards? And he called it. I mean, he told it. He's like, oh yeah, we threw an X pop to Jalen Saunders, and he took that thing for 15 yards. Exactly, 15 yards. Oh, yeah, we started on the 41-yard line. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. See, and like I said, I can't remember what I had for dinner 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean,
I couldn't tell you what I did at work 3 years ago on this date. So it's nuts.
Yeah.
but that's why he makes $1 million coaching football.
It's closer to 3, isn't it? 4.
But, well, guys, I think that's it. People have had enough of us for today. We appreciate everybody listening. Come out to the tailgate, 1 o'clock on Sunday, northeast corner of Jenkins and Brooks. We're right in the middle. You'll find our banner. You can see me and Caleb. Rob might swing in if he has a chance, but don't count on it. But you can meet Miss Teresa and a lot of fans from all over Oklahoma and the country, your Twitter family that's out there. A lot of people come by. The menu is beef and chicken soft tacos, which has the football witch mad at us.
Oh, yeah, because she
loves tacos. Yeah. And I said, it's not my fault. Teresa made the menu.
Trying to play mom, so it's not play mom's fault either.
That's not really who he blamed.
Well, I blame
he said mom's the chef. He said, don't blame her.
And I said, well, then blame Rob. Ta-da!
Hashtag blame Rob.
Hashtag blame Rob. So, but come out, enjoy time. And then, I said, even if you don't have tickets to the game, Caleb's out there. There's other folks that come to the tailgate that sit there and watch the games. You'll be watching the LSU game. But that's always an option, and there's plenty of TVs around there that are on different games. Nobody cares if you come up and watch their game. So tailgate is free. It's free to hang out. We ask that if you partake, to donate what you feel is adequate for what you partook. So if you have a bag of chips, drop a quarter in. If you have 9 beers and 3 tacos, drop some change in, buddy.
Hey, did you see the Roughneck video that apparently
Yes,
CBS,
I did. I retweeted it.
I guess they focused right in on him while he was doing it. He didn't even know it. That was hilarious.
Rhett
running out with the horses?
No, Rhett was flexing and doing the Superman with his...
It was hilarious.
Yeah, we tweeted it out on our account, and also find it, on Rob's tweets. You can see Rhett, the Roughneck, throwing up his muscles and throwing the Superman
It was funny.
pose.
It was good stuff.
But that's it, everybody. Beat the Coyotes or the Yotes or the Coyotes. Boomer Rob.
Boomer Terry.
Boomer Caleb.
Boomer.
Thanks for listening to the Sooner Football Fans Podcast. Sooner Football Fans Podcast is hosted by Rob Nixon, Terry Long, and occasionally Caleb Long. It is produced at the beautiful Podcast Palace in Norman, Oklahoma. Follow us on Twitter at SoonerFBFans and like our Facebook page at Facebook.com/Sooner Football Fans, and visit our website at www.SoonerFootballFans.com to read our blogs and keep up with our tailgating activities. Boomer Sooner, everyone.